Hello, folks. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers. I have a huge stack of 3x5 cards, and I'm going to try to get through this video in one try. When I say one try, I mean one video. I want to thank you, first of all, for subscribing, for giving us likes, for viewing, for sharing, as well as for commenting. We appreciate those things. It helps more people to be able to hear our shows, and we certainly appreciate that, so thank you very much. Today's show is titled The Return of the King, but there is a second title, King Donald and Queen Melania. This show is going to begin as we take a look at a time machine. The family is in the time machine, Donald, Melania, Barron, and it's about the year 2012, and they head back in time. They head back in time to the 1890s, where they meet a number of people. One person who is an author begins to write some books about Barron Trump. Now, you can hear about this author, you can hear about the books from other people, but the one thing I want to share with you is this one statement, that President Trump, Donald Trump, Barron's father, is to be the last president of the United States. That is the thing that I want you to understand on this show. Now, we know that Melania, at least this is what we're told, Melania is a Romanoff, and she should be the one that wears the crown. However, Queen Elizabeth had the crown. And the question came up on another show, it's called Santa Surfing, and she asks the question, was the crown that Queen Elizabeth was wearing, was it returned to Melania? Well, it's a very good question. And it is a question that should have some kind of an answer. Now, we know that Jesus said, when he was here, he taught us to pray. And in that prayer, he said to his Father, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." It is forever set in stone. Heaven must come, and God's will must be done. Why? Because as Jesus was praying that prayer, he was declaring it, and therefore it must be. Something very interesting is happening. Satan does bad things, and he means them for bad. When he killed Jesus on the cross, now we know that his life wasn't taken, that Jesus freely gave his life. But when that scenario was set up, Satan believed that he had won. But while Jesus' body was in the tomb, Jesus went into the pit of hell, and he took back the keys of life, and he returned them to his Father. Now, we know that Satan came to rob, to kill, and to steal. Did he steal those keys from God the Father? Very good question, I do believe. Every country wants President Trump to be their leader. Now, when President Trump was in office the first time, he went to all of the countries and he got the Gesara treaty signed by all 209 nations. But he also got 1,000-year peace treaties signed. They were essentially one and the same. In order to participate in Gesara, you have to be at peace with all of the other countries. All of those nations at that time, in his first administration, they all submitted to President Trump. They all want him to be their leader. But you see, President Trump is preparing the way for the return of Jesus Christ. We are at the end of the age, and Jesus will soon be sitting on the throne in the city of God. His Father will be there as well, because Jesus forever sits at the right hand of the Father. Now that earth will have become heaven, and heaven and earth will be literally together, okay? God the Father will be there with his Son. God's will, therefore, will be done here on earth. And God the Father will oversee as his Son leads the world. Now, Jesus was slain, okay? And he, because of his obedience to his Father, is going to lead the world, going to lead heaven and earth. Now, his disciples were slain. Stephen was slain. Many were slain. And they are going to be reigning with Christ. Many people throughout history have been slain. Stephen in the scripture. And all the way up to a young man by the name of Charlie Kirk, who is going to be reigning with Jesus Christ when Jesus Christ returns. Now, a man by the name of John the Baptist prepared the way for Jesus the first time that he came. Today, it's Donald John Trump who is preparing the way. John both times. And I believe that both of those Johns are actually related to Jesus. I'm looking at my notes. I have 3 cards left. Now, the economic system, Gesara, the health system, the education system, the media, it's all a part of this. The healthcare system is a non-invasive system. The economic system, everyone will have the ability to become millionaires. The education system and the media will have to tell the truth. Now, when President Trump gets everything set up and the nations are coming together for the reign of Christ, Satan is going to try one last time to take over, to stop it. Now he's going to take his 12 billion demons, who are the former angels, fallen angels, and he's going to fight against the 12 billion warrior angels of Michael. Michael is the archangel that controls the warrior angels. Now, while this is happening, the 12 billion angels, who are the guardians, are going to be doing what they can to protect the people. Now, once Satan is defeated, okay, the 4 angels that are in the river Euphrates are going to be loosed. And they are going to be loosed for the final judgment. This is the one that we call Armageddon. And they are going to be taking the people that are on the face of the earth that no longer belong here, because it's now heaven. They no longer belong here. They have to be taken away, because God's will has to be done on earth as it is in heaven. Okay, these people that are taken away will forever be separated from God. Now we are going to, who are still here, are going to be living with Jesus reigning here for 1,000 years. That'll be the exact number of years that were listed on all of those peace treaties. Blessed be the King. Your good day will always start with good prayers, and if they reach the throne of God, well, that's your key. You're going to have a good day. With that being said, you have a good day.